What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. My name is Craig. We're going to talk a little bit about the news, and then we're going to get into the charts and see where Bitcoin might be headed. First off, obviously, Trump and Musk feuding again. Remember last time they feuded and they kind of kissed each other's butt afterwards? Kind of like it was just a play for the markets. Is that what's happening this time, or are they really feuding? Understand that Musk does not like the big beautiful bill. He said some pretty criticizing things about that, and then Trump came back with some posts criticizing Elon and his money he's given from the government. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Again, we'll take a look at the Tesla stock after that and see how it's affecting that, or was it just going to play out that way? Anyways, if you guys believe like I do, I think news is baked into the charts, but you know, everybody has their own opinion on that. I do like technical analysis. Some people don't. And that's what we go over on this channel. But there's also a little bit of talk about Philip Lane, is the European Central Bank chief economist, said that they've done their job bringing the inflation down from 10% to 2%. US is still a little above 2%, closer to 3%. So we're going to see how that plays out. But Jerome Powell is scheduled to speak today at the European Central Bank Forum. We'll see how that turns out. I'm sure that'll probably be live on CNBC. And then we have Besant. Besant is showing he's ready to replace Powell as Fed chair. Trump is not allowed. The Supreme Court ruled that he can't fire Powell, but Powell's term ends May of 2026. Will Besant take his place, and what will that mean? Right, that's some stuff we got to watch for these markets, because it's all of this stuff is going to have a big effect on the markets. And then we have USDC Circle. They issued USDC. They're applying for national bank charters. So will they be the big boys in the stablecoin crypto market and actually, start producing big banks that are crypto banks? That's going to be interesting to see how that affects the crypto market. But remember, a lot of times when the most bullish news comes out about crypto is the top of the market, and we usually see a pretty severe bear market. Does that mean it's going to happen right now? No, but does that mean it's close? Most likely. We're going to take a look at the charts. We're going to talk about that. So let's get into it here. Let me get this CNBC up and let's take a look. So pre-markets, as of right now, it is 8:31. Markets open in an hour, but right now Dow futures are down 66 points. S&P's down 20 points. Nasdaq's down 103 points. And then, as you can see, Tesla shares tumble after Trump says Doge should look at Musk's subsidies. So they're both confronting each other about some things they don't like about each other, supposedly, but it's just another market scheme. Well, possibly. I'm starting to not trust anybody in this, because it just seems like they are just doing quick manipulations on the market. Let me know what you think. Don't forget, guys, smash the thumbs up, leave your comments. We're going to be doing a live video once a week in the morning while markets open, maybe on Wednesday. I know someone suggested Monday yesterday. Someone suggested Wednesday. Let me know in the comments below what day of the week you would think best. If you do nothing else today or comment on nothing else, just let me know that, and I want to see what the most people would like to see, and then we'll go from there. So anyways, let's take a look at what Trump said on his Truth Social. He said, Elon Musk knew long before he strongly endorsed me, and I quote, for president, that I was strongly against the EV mandate. It is ridiculous and was always a major part of my campaign. Electric cars are fine, but not everyone should be forced to own one. And that's kind of how I believe. I'm not saying I'm on Trump's side or Elon's side, but I do agree with that. You shouldn't be forced to have an electric car if you don't want one. Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far, and without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. Sounds pretty knife twisting there. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production, and our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this. Big money to be saved. Kind of crazy that he says that, but here's kind of what I think about the two parties. I've said this forever, and Musk is saying it now. They just pretend to be two parties. It's just one uniparty in reality. And then if you look at the national debt year by year, both Democrats and Republicans just keep pushing the debt ceiling. Why do we have a debt ceiling if they just keep pushing it up, right? We shouldn't even have a ceiling because they just keep, it's not a ceiling. You can't just keep pushing a ceiling up, right? Eventually, it's got to come crashing down, and I think the markets will come crashing down with it. If they do it properly, that's what the market needs, right? It's all the markets, for one, when everything goes up like it does, so people believe that their stocks are worth some one price because... But if you look at the reality, the companies aren't making as much money as that says. So now CEOs used to be there to lead a company and make a company great and customer service and everything else with the company. But anymore, now the CEO's job is just to pump the stock. That's his job, period, the end. I think all this is going to change when the next crash comes, because then reality will strike. A lot of pain's going to come with it, and a lot of fortunes are going to be made from it. I'm going to hopefully be one of the fortunes being made from it, because there's always opportunity in like things like that, the Great Depression, everything else. Buy the bottom, ride it up for the rest of your life and generational wealth. But I could be wrong about that, but you guys know that's what I'm looking for. I think there's going to be a Great Depression style crash, in my opinion, but we trade the market, so we go day to day, look at what's going on. I swing trade. I like to be in longer trades, you know, a few days to a few weeks per trade. We'll take a look at where my trades are here in a minute. But first, I want to take a look at the Tesla chart. Let me get some of this stuff off of here. But this was what I've been looking for. I had this green line. If we pass that, then this is invalidated. But I do believe what we're seeing here is something like this. I think we're going to go down to, so this, if this is just an ABC, I think this is just, you know, we're going to get down to the 150 level to the 106. But I've been saying it for years. I think we'll see Tesla down to 40 or 50 bucks. This could lead into that. And does that mean Tesla's going to fail? No. Does that mean there's some serious manipulation to get it down to these levels to buy more? I think so. Let me know what you think. But anyways, as you guys know, we've been making record highs in the NASDAQ and S&P, but not the Dow yet. So if the Dow does, then I'm looking for around the 46.7, possibly as high as 49. But that doesn't mean it has to go there, guys. We are showing some divergence on the RSI here. Higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. So it's something to be aware of. We could just flip around here. Now that, looking at this as an inverse head and shoulders, right? That's what would give us that 49 target. Although we have a long-term trend line right here. And I believe that's more going to be the top if it even gets that high, right? Because I think this is a 5-wave ending 5-wave diagonal, which comes with a big drop afterwards. So something to be aware of, guys. I think all markets are probably, I don't want to say probably, have a good chance of going back to the COVID lows. Let me know what you think of that. But I think everything has been just manipulated from there to make the markets go up. But I think they're going to go back to their median, which is around the COVID lows. As you can see, new highs for the S&P again. We'll see how this works out, though. If you guys been around long enough, you'll remember each time we do, like right back here in 2020, which was that COVID thing, it dropped tremendously right after breaking the high. So keep an eye on that, guys. That's usually, it's either going to skyrocket or it's going to dump harder than hell. Just be prepared for both directions. Same thing with the NASDAQ here. But let's take a look at my trades on Prime. Currently, 2,900 in profit. You know, we've been on this one since early last week we put this one in, and then I had another trade on BITUNIX where I set it for 108.5, and it did hit. Was it yesterday or the day before? It finally took that order. We'll take a look at that trade also. If you guys are interested in trading Prime XBT, use my link down below. They have super low fees for the month of July. It's like 0.015 by using my link. There's also a 30% deposit bonus, 30% of whatever you put in. So if you put in 1,000, they'll put in 300 for your bonus. If you put in 10,000, they'll put in 3,000. They can go up to $7,000 bonus. So definitely, if you haven't already, check them out. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, everything, all from one exchange. You just download your Bitcoin or whatever crypto you want in there, and you can trade all that stuff using your crypto. Definitely worth checking out. Like I said, links down below. There's also a tutorial down below on how to set it up and all that good stuff. And BITUNIX, this is the other sponsor of the channel. Both of them sponsor it. BITUNIX is more for the strictly crypto meme coins, things like that. You also don't need a VPN or KYC for BITUNIX. Right now, that trade that we had in at 105, it's a smaller position. It's 0.71 Bitcoin, but we're up 1,500 on it already. Yeah, I think initially it was like $700 or something like that we started this one with, or started this trade with. This account, if you've been watching the channel, you know we've pulled a lot of profits. So anyways, there is also a link to that BITUNIX down below, and you can win Tesla, Rolex. There's a bunch of, it goes by trading volume on BITUNIX. If you get that, you have to be on my link to get it, but you can win that stuff or take the cash, whatever you prefer. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. So this is the 4 hour, right? And this is where I had been talking about possibly getting up to retest this trend line. It's still a possibility. If it does, it's going to be around somewhere around the all-time high, right? Because there's still a possibility we get up to these levels. We also have the top from back here in 24 and 25, December and January. That would get us up all the way to around 114. We had talked about that for a long time, but currently I have my stops in profit at 108 on BITUNIX. I need to put my stops at the same on my Prime XBT account. Just throwing that out there so you guys know, but stops in profit, so we're good. But right now, your next target to look for, maybe take some profit off this trade, is about 105.4, which is a 200 EMA. It may go a little bit lower, may come back down to this trend line about 105.89. I do expect a bounce in here at some point. It all depends on where it bounces, but what I like to do for the bounce, I would go from the top to the bottom of this move. Say this was the bottom, right? Then I would look for a retrace to 107.8 to 108.2, right? And this being a wave 1, this being a wave 2, and then a 3 down. You guys know I like my Elliott wave. Let's see. It would end up looking something like this, and we'll dig more into this. If you guys continue watching the channel, we'll get a little deeper into Elliott wave and stuff. But so if that was a finished wave 1, which I'm not convinced it is, but if it was, we could go up somewhere in this range, like I said, between 107.9 and 108.2, get a retrace, come back down for wave 3 and 4, 5, looking something like that, right? This will be something to watch for, guys. But anyways, I will let you know daily. Make sure you got your notification bells ticked. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure that you watch every daily video, and you'll see what my plans are for my trades. And then you can go from there, kind of see how I'm trading. It's not a call signal, but it shows you what I'm looking at. We're also going to look at the daily real quick. So on the daily, we almost hit the top of that trend line that we were talking about on the daily. Not quite, but as you can see, we look like we're trying to break this trend line. And we talked about this yesterday. open and close of a daily below this trend line, which is going to be tomorrow at 106.7. So close tomorrow at 106.7. We're probably heading back down to this 96.4 range. Hopefully I can stay in my shorts till then. That'll be a nice big profit. If you guys watched my last profits last week when we closed, we were up about 22,000. I expect to be higher than that this time. We'll see what happens. But again, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you tune in daily, and you'll see where I think Bitcoin's heading. You'll also see my trades, so I'm not just telling you I'm doing something and not doing it. I'm actually doing it. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'm out. I will catch you tomorrow. Don't forget, let me know where you want to see or what day you want to see the live streams. Take it easy, guys.